Hey everyone, I'm Jamie Meyer. I just wanted to do a short video here, kind of elaborating on this class that is going to start in a little while. Where I am folded, there I am a lie. It's kind of hard to explain the class, in text on the website, because it's a class about the poetic mind, about entering into the frame of reference of what in the Celtic tradition is called the shaman poet. Because in the Celtic tradition, being a poet is not really the same as how we often think of it. It's not about writing poetry. That's one aspect of it. The shaman poet is somebody who who has gained the skill to move from the rational mind, which is a black and white, yes and no, true and false, dualistic mind, in which one thing has to be true and everything else is false. That rational mind, the shaman poet has learned the skill to move from that mind into what you could call the mythic mind, the poet's mind, the shamanic mind, in which many things are true all at once in different ways. And everything in the universe exists on multiple levels all at once. So in the mythic mind, you can draw a tremendous amount of support, power, beauty, and awe from that place if you are able to leave the rules of the rational mind behind. Because the rational mind will say, one of these things in these layers of reality has to be true and all the rest are false. And if there's confusion, the rational mind will say all of it is hokum, which we see around us all the time. And sometimes you even may have the doubt in you, on your spiritual path. If you've been studying anything that takes you into the mythic mind, you probably have experienced many times a sense of like, is all this stuff that I'm interested in, is it all hokum? Is it all new age woo-woo BS? That's the rational mind taking a look at the mythic mind and saying, it's too confusing, all of it's hokum. And that's just a lie. It's a lie that the rational mind tells you. Anyway, here's an example of well, the thing about this class I'm really excited about is there's a lot of ideas in this, a lot of fundamental shamanic ideas that I don't know, maybe they're taught elsewhere, but I'm kind of piling them all into this class. I'm really excited about that, but I'm also really excited about actually working with some poetry and working with the frame of reference that poetry comes from. Poetry meaning the ability to be in more than one world at the same time, or to be in more than one layer of reality at the same time, drawing more power and beauty and wonder and awe from the multiple layers. This all reminds me actually of quantum physics. The rational mind, which is very comfortable, kind of like with the old Newtonian physics model, that there's a cause and effect, it's direct and observable and provable. And in our time, quantum physics has kind of deconstructed that and kind of blown it open and has told us that reality can exist on more than one level, more than one reality simultaneously. So much in our world is about this shift. And for me personally, when I think about the change of consciousness, the ascension, whatever phrase you want to attach to it, when I think about that, I think fundamentally it's all about reopening the mythic mind, which has really virtually been closed by Western culture for a long time. So that's the exciting part of where we are. Anyway, here's an example. When you're in school and you're in the poetry section of English class, and the teacher hands out the poem. Here it is on the piece of paper, and it goes like this. There is this cave in the air behind my body that nobody else will ever touch, a cloister, a silence, closing around a blossom of flame. When I stand upright in the wind, my bones turn to dark emeralds. And the rational mind is like, what the, And then the teacher says, now kids, look at that poem and analyze it. That's the code language for get lodged in the rational mind. which has virtually no skill at working with poetry, because poetry is not rational. Actually, most of our life is not rational. And so you get locked into what is the theme, what is the conflict, what is the et cetera, et cetera. That's all this rational work. And so often that's how it's taught. And that's why we have a little poetry in our life and then we never go back to it. Let's try this though. There is this cave. There is this cave. There is this cave in the air behind me. There is this cave in the air behind my body that nobody else is ever going to touch. There is this cave in the air behind my body that nobody else, nobody is ever going to touch. It's a secret place. A sacred place. Closing around a blossom of flame. There is this cave in the air behind my body that nobody else will ever touch. A secret place. A sacred place. Closing around a blossom of flame. When I stand up, when I stand up, stand up against the wind. When I stand up against the wind, my bones, my bones, my very bones transform into dark, dark, dark jewels. Wow. All right, so anyway, I hope that helps give a little sense of what this class is about. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.